This is Doug Stout. It's June 27th, 2014. I'm here with William Salyer. Salyer?
Salyer.
Okay. And where were you born, William?
I was born in Johnson County, Kentucky.
Okay. And what was your birth date?
May the 23rd, 1927.
Okay. When did you come to Licking County?
About 1952.
What brought you here?
Work. We got married and
Okay.
come to Ohio to work. I worked at Timken Roller Bearing Company for a while. And that's Roller Bearing Company, and then later I got a carpenter job, and I've been a carpenter ever since.
Okay. So, did you went into World War II? Did you go in right out of high school?
I didn't finish high school. I was drafted.
Okay.
And I went to Camp Lee, Virginia, Camp Atterbury, Indiana.
Okay.
And that's whatchamacallit?
Basic?
Basic. And then I got shipped to Arlington, Virginia.
Now,
That's where I took my basic training, was Arlington.
okay, were you Army or Navy or?
Army.
Army? Okay. And when was that you were drafted?
That was 1945.
1945? Was the Eastern Front and were the Pacific fighting and the Eastern Europe fighting still going on when you were drafted, or?
I had some older brothers that was getting out. That was just after D-Day when I went in.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you went on to Arlington for your basic.
Yeah. And then we ended up at Arlington Hall Station.
Okay.
And I was in the Army Security Agency. I drove a truck. I took truck driver's training before, and you'll have to excuse me, my mind slips.
It's all right.
Well, Arlington Hall Station, and that's where I went in the Army Security Agency. And my job was secret trash. It was a headquarters for the Army Security Agent.
Okay.
We'd take teletype material, waste material, and went blank again.
Burn it in the incinerator.
Yeah, Arlington Hall Station. And that's about it there. I drove the truck. We hauled the secret trash, we called it,
Right.
to the incinerator. Officer would ride in the truck with me, and we'd wait, and they'd load it all on a hopper and lower it down in the incinerator. And when that was over, we'd come back home. That was about it.
Is that where you? So you stayed there the whole time you were in the service?
Yeah, after the basic training.
So how long were you in total? When did you get out of the service?
I was in from 45 to 47.
Okay.
It was about 18 months.
Okay. And then when you got out, you went back to Kentucky?
Went to Kentucky, yes. And I farmed. We had a little farm in Kentucky, and I farmed. Worked on Dad's farm there. Truck farm, I guess you'd call it. And that's about. After working on the farm, I took that farm training program that they had then. And after that, I got July the 19th, we got married, my wife and I. We left. Actually, I had chickens.
Mm-hmm.
I had about 500 laying hens there for a while.
You had a few chickens.
And yeah, there's quite a few. And I took care of them until they had didn't do so well. Well, I was going to see Ann and all of that, and they had certain disease in chickens. You had to treat them. You put medicine in feed.
Right.
And they didn't do so good today in the last year or so. We got married in July the 19th, and we come to Ohio. I worked at Timken Roller Bearing for a while. My wife got pregnant when we had our first child, and I was working on a farm, doing farm labor. And after that, doing farm labor, after that I got into carpenter work. And I always wanted to shop so I could build things that, use my own ideas about it. So that's about it. I done carpenter work, and
You had your own company for a while.
yeah, I built houses, built a few houses.
This is a beautiful house. Did you build this house?
I seen this one. This was right at the. We thought we wanted to scale down.
You built the one on the wall.
Okay.
So we're here now.
Now you told me before we started taping that you're related to a famous general.
General Irvin McDowell, and he is about. It was my grandmother's uncle on my dad's side.
Right.
They named Dad after him, Irvin. And McDowell, they finally sent him to Arizona Territory. And he was in charge of, well, he had a Mexican War. not the Spanish-American War.
Right.
And I guess it's more of a scrimmage thing then. So he died in San Francisco. I don't know what all he done in.
So, well, in the Civil War, he was pretty active.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Bull
he
Run.
was the first battle of Bull Run.
Right.
But that was early in the war.
Yeah.
It was kind of, it wasn't.
Nobody knew quite what they were doing yet. I don't
Right.
think.
They
Right.
had a.
Yeah. But he's very.
But he ended up being the guard for. He had a lot of men, so many thousand,
Mm-hmm.
that they protected Washington
Right.
to keep the. It was the
Rebels, Confederates.
Yeah, the Confederate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Away.
Very famous general.
So,
Very.
but he wasn't in any real battles, I guess. That Bull Run,
Right.
but he, well, you'd have to read it to get. I've got a book that tells
Right.
about.
He's very. I mean, was
him.
very important.
He was very close to President Lincoln.
Yes. Yeah.
So, about it, I guess.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you sitting down and talking with me.
Yeah, I'm not too good. As I say, my mind goes blank. I'm getting older.
I was gonna say my mind goes blank too. I think everybody's mind goes blank.
Especially knowing that you're recording, and you just take something off of the cuff that way.
Right. I totally understand.
It's kind of hard.
Yeah. But I appreciate you giving me the opportunity though, so that we can get you into our database.
But how am I doing?
You're doing just fine. Doing just fine. You're doing as good as Don Jakeway. How's that?
You're great.
Don, he really was into that paratrooper
Oh, he wrote a
deal.
book.
But I didn't go overseas. I was stationed there in Washington, D.C.
And that's where you did your duty.
No, Arlington
Arlington.
Hall Station. It was supposed to be the headquarters Army Security Agency. We had to wear a badge, and it was a little more Secret Service kind of thing.
Right. Make sure things didn't get out.
And as I say, I got out and went back to the farm in Kentucky.
Did you want to be a farmer?
I liked it.
Did you?
Yeah, we got our first tractor when I got out. Fact about it, Dad saved her allotment. We had an allotment come out of her check, and we bought a tractor. There was four boys, and most of them one of them was in Korea when they had that conflict.
Right.
So
All of them were overseas, but you.
What kind of tractor was it? Do you remember?
Ford,
Ford?
yeah. Ford tractor, and we plowed people's garden. We didn't have a whole lot when I was growing up.
Right.
There was 9 kids in my family. So.
And where were you in the 9? Were you the youngest or oldest or middle?
I was the third. I was the third one from the bottom. My 2 sisters younger than I am.
Okay.
And the rest of them old. So about it.
So you got the hand-me-downs.
Well, I was the one that ended up on the farm, and they thought I should stay there, but, I wanted to make a little different life for myself.
Right. Did you know somebody in Ohio? Is that why you came here?
Well, my brother worked. He worked at
They lived in Johnstown.
yeah, he lived out here on Kitzmiller Road, and
So he moved here.
he worked for Wright Patterson Air Force.
Okay.
That was after he got out.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the Navy, and he was in all the battles, and most of them in the South Pacific.
Okay.
My other brother, next to him, was in the Army, and he was a cook, and he was in Patton's Army, and they went through France
Right. Belgium and
and all that. So he come back okay.
that's good. Now did he stay in Kentucky?
But he took care of the farm. We had 2 farms in small, and he lived on one. And after I left, he done the farm. He was there. He died about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
It's hard.
So, I guess Patton's Army was, they called him Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
Said he was right out there with them.
Yep, he was.
Yeah, Chad that is still alive.
That his brother that was in the South Pacific?
No, that's the one that was in Korea.
Oh,
He's
okay.
in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Was there anything else you want to make sure we get on tape here?
No, I guess that's about it. I'll think of it later, but I can't.
We've been married 62 years.
Yeah, we've been married 62 years. We got married in 52. That's when we come to Ohio.
So you think it's going to work out then?
I don't know, yeah. It probably will.
Well, that's good. And then how many children do you have?
We have 2 children, 2 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandkids.
Goodness.
Expecting another one or 2.
There you go.
So they're
Are they close by that you get to see them?
live in Worthington.
Good.
Both of them lives in Columbus, grandkids. So we're going to have a cookout Sunday. We do that. The whole family
Right.
gets together
It sounds like a good plan.
pretty often. Yeah.
That's good.
Our son lives in Phoenix, and he's got most of his stuff from the service.
Okay.
Said he'd mail it. He said the pictures and letter was too old to scan.
So I they used to say I was really a good carpenter. Since I build about anything in my woodworking shop. And that's what I like to do in my spare time.
Do you still get to do it some?
Oh yeah.
Good.
I've had a congestive heart failure. I don't like that failure.
You're right.
But I've had that lately, and they have nurses that kind of keep up with keep me out of the hospital.
Right. Make sure you're behaving and doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's good.
So sometimes I'm good. I've been real good the last week, but I have spells of heart or breathing. I can't get my breath sometimes.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't breathe. I mean,
I've been asthmatic since I was born, and so yeah, you can't catch your breath. And then that just makes it worse because you get excited and.
I think the last episode I had was last Saturday, a week ago.
Well, you had a little bit this morning.
But
Last Saturday, a week ago, you had it.
but I got on that home health care thing to keep me out of the hospital. Otherwise, when you have those, you have the when you have those spells, the emergency squad will take you right to the hospital, but you'll feel better before you even go.
Right.
So that's the reason we got on these programs to keep me out of the hospital.
Yeah, you're right. And now you're still active in the local veterans, right?
Right. I don't go too often, but I just joined not long ago. I was all the years through my working years, I was busy. I didn't get a chance to join the
Right.
American Legion or whatever. Didn't have time to go.
Right.
Busy,
Family
busy,
and work.
busy
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.